You're making my day with this haircut, so I appreciate that. I appreciate
that's the least I can do, honest to God, bro.
Word. It's nothing like feeling fresh, man. All my New Yorkers, all my people worldwide, you already know that feeling. Especially when you get it from a New York barber.
That's right.
I should be hitting the streets tonight, most likely. And if not tonight, depends on if there's any overtime available. But if not tonight, then tomorrow for sure. The streets I hit are either the South Bronx, the North Bronx, Manhattan, Lower East Side, or Brooklyn, at Brooklyn Hospital.
Oh, okay, cool.
I became an EMT in 2003, just to give you a little bit of background. Right. I became a paramedic in 2007, and in 2017, I became a medical doctor.
Wow, that's amazing, man. So, I mean, you're doing it all. So, real quick, let's back up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, what's the difference between an EMT and a paramedic?
So, an EMT and a paramedic are very similar. The only thing that changes is the scope of practice. An EMT is an emergency medical technician, and they provide basic life support. And a paramedic is providing advanced life support. But if you break down the word para, beside, medic, doctor, a paramedic is the closest thing to the doctor in pre-hospital care. Because, you know, we're able to do a lot of things that a doctor does, but we do it in people's living room or on the street corner or in the back of an ambulance. So all my people out there, BLS before ALS. So what that means is, you know, being an EMT is the fundamentals, and you want to be strong in the basic life support, and then that'll extrapolate into being strong at advanced life support.
Quick question. So as a barber, you know, in our industry, the only way we can succeed per se is if we're passionate. Are you particularly passionate about saving lives, or is it a job? Like, elaborate on it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that my calling in life is to be a healer. I'm a healer slash warrior. I definitely feel passionate about the job that I do. I mean, I've dedicated 20 years to it. The prerequisite to being a good paramedic is actually caring about your patients. Like 90% of the work is done once you care about what you're doing and you have patient advocacy in mind. A lot of times we pursue this job even though the pay is not all that great, because the fact is a lot of first responders are overworked and underpaid. We all need each other. And one of the things I realized, for you to live the life you desire, you need to help someone else live the life they desire.
100%.
You know, like, we're made to need each other, we're made to work together, and we're made to make each other better. So, you know, I lean into it wholeheartedly.
So, what's your goal in this field?
My goal is to pay my blessings forward. People are suffering in silence, man. I was one of them. You gotta have positive venting mechanisms. We see a lot of gruesome stuff, you know? And I don't work in Times Square, bro. I work in the South Bronx.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, the things you see in these types of neighborhood, like East New York, Pennsylvania Avenue, Grand Concourse, and 170, it's very different than what you see on 68th Street in York.
Yeah.
So, on top of that, I became a doctor in the Dominican Republic. Like, I've been able to help a lot of people, but at times I was participating in things that marked me forever. You know, like, I've seen people jump out of burning buildings trying to save their own life. I've participated in the amputation of a little kid's arm. I've held people's brains in my hands. I've delivered countless babies. And the mistake I made, bro, just to bring it full circle, was that I prioritized professional development and forgot about my personal development. I was leaning on the soda, the caffeine, the pornography, the nicotine, and, you know, I almost let the stress get the best of me. So now my whole goal is to just pay my blessings forward, man, because I mentioned a lot of my people first responders, police officers, firefighters. We want to help people, and we want to help people so much that sometimes we forget about ourselves.
You know, you can't help anybody unless you help yourself first, right?
Yep.
And that's the mentality here. If you had one message for someone who's going through similar things that you were going through when you were at your lowest, what would you say to that person right now?
I would say you have to realize that you got to get around high-level people so that those high-level people will show you how to have high-level thoughts. Once you're good at being you, you'll be good at anything.
Woo.
Why do you guys think I became an EMT, then became a paramedic, and then became a medical doctor? Why do you think I've been able to reach almost 5 million people worldwide? Why do you think the big brother right here is so good at being a barber? Why do you think so many people are gravitating towards him? Why do you think? It's because we're good at being us. Of course, there's room for improvement. Of course, we can do better, and that's what we do on a day-to-day basis. But you have to take a realization and look at yourself. If there's things in your life that you're not happy with, it's a direct reflection of you, man.
100%.
Like, is your car a mess? Is your house a mess? And that's because your brain is a mess. Your life is a mess. And, you know, it's tough love, everything I'm saying. But usually this type of information, it goes in one ear and out the other. Except for the people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. That was me. Whether you're breaking up with somebody you love, whether you don't have enough money in the bank account, whether you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're not satisfied with it, it starts with your body, man. Fall in love with the process, man.
You have to say for people who are already participating in the process, but they need to find motivation to keep going.
Same thing, man. You just got to get around people that'll push you to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get around people that are happily dissatisfied, people that they are grateful for where they are, but they're always striving to be better. Like, if you got the Escalade, if you got some money in the bank, all right, then take your shirt off. Let's see how you look with no shirt. All right, you're in shape. All right, can you defend yourself?
Right.
Are you able to throw them hands? You know, like, you don't have to be Bruce Lee, but you just have to leave your strengths on autopilot while focusing on your weaknesses. You know, so we all just have to strive to be better. So if you're already leading a healthy lifestyle and you're doing the right thing, first thing you got to realize is that compared to who? Because a lot of times it's relative to the person's opinion.
What was so far the highlighting, defining moment of your career?
Was when I realized I can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw doctors, when I saw other people having success in their life, and I came to the realization that I didn't have to be arrested. I came to the realization that I didn't have to go to jail. Coming from where I'm from, you're either gonna end up dead or you're gonna end up in jail, or just a stereotype. My people, I was born and raised on welfare by a single mother. I've been arrested, I've been shot at, I was a gang member, and I'm a high school dropout. And now I'm a medical doctor with a doctorate degree in medicine. It's right there on the wall. And the way I was able to do that, man, was that defining moment when I realized that if it's been done, it could be done. You know, there's definitely patient encounters that, you know, they touch me, but, you know, just coming to that realization and gaining the clarity, man. The clarity of understanding that it's doable. And the way I learned it was on the ambulance. Because I worked with people that survived 9/11. I worked with people that changed their life around. And I saw through them what was possible in my life. Because when I was in junior high school, my teacher was telling me I was going to end up dead or in jail. They told me to go back to the rock I crawled from. I'm from Queens, New York, man. And it wasn't until I became a first responder that I started realizing what was truly out there and what was possible for me and my family. So the defining moment for me was when I started working with these people and they took me under the wing, man. Yeah, man. My advice to you and everybody that wants to form a family. I'm a father of 3, my people.
And you just had a new addition.
Yeah, man.
Well, the third.
The 3rd edition. I have 2 sons and a daughter. Guys, you want to come out? Come here. These are my sons, Reynolds and Xavier. All right, guys. Guys, I want you to remember that feeling you felt after going on a run. And then compare that to that feeling you felt when you went ahead and ate a whole sleeve of Oreos. Which one felt better? You gotta listen to your conscience, man. How do you feel when you do this? How do you feel versus how do you feel when you do that? And usually, that feeling of a hangover is a perfect example of what you shouldn't be doing. Like, alcohol is a poison. It's used as hand sanitizer. Why do you think? It literally, like, bro, as I was becoming a doctor, alcohol was mentioned in every single chapter for every single body part, every single medical specialty. In a bad way. And so was smoking. So, you know, I gotta tell you, man, the alcohol, the occasional beer, even if you're drinking alcohol once a month, once a year, you have a drinking problem. And why do I say you have a drinking problem? Because guess what? If you're consciously consuming something that you know has claimed so many lives, directly or indirectly, then that's a problem. Hence why you have a drinking problem. And I'm a doctor, bro. I just diagnosed your ass. Pursue pleasure, but pursue the pleasure that comes from doing what you're supposed to do, not what you want to do.
Sounds really generic, but I do try to wake up and be better than I was yesterday. It's not easy to live in New York City, you know what I mean? And the one thing that helps me get through is that I'm going to be stronger and better just a little bit every single day. I'm not getting worse with time. I'm getting better with time. I'm getting stronger with time. You know, I'm figuring it out and I'm making adjustments. Every day, man, right? Go ahead.
Say that shit loud, bro. Yeah. Whenever you speak that, I want to be better, I want to do better, I want to be the right husband for my upcoming family, and every day, day after day, I want to improve, you're speaking my language. And whoever doesn't resonate with that is because they're too busy at the sports bar dipping their hot wings in buffalo sauce, getting fatter and broker by the day. Because real recognize real.
And I think a lot of this comes with experience as well.
Yeah.
You gotta learn. You gotta make mistakes and you gotta learn. The only way we can get better as men is if we make mistakes.
Yes, sir.
But we see the same people making the same mistakes over and over. We have no sympathy.
Yep.
Honest to God.
And I gotta tell you, man, I was the biggest loser. I was the biggest bitch. And that's why I could speak like this, because I'm not talking from a pedestal, man. I've been there, I've done that, and it's just a matter of sharing with you what worked for me, which is the hard truths. You need to hear this. You need to have somebody slap you and wake you up, because you're stopping yourself from living the life you were destined to live because you're too busy being influenced by low-level people. You gotta get around high-level people. We're all the same. You just need the right blueprint. It is all mindset. It's all mindset, man. So I'm gonna just continue to show and prove through my results, as you can see on this wall, as you can see with my kids. And that's the best you can do. Be a lighthouse. And what are the characteristics of a lighthouse? It stands tall, it shines its light, and it will lead you to safety. But it ain't coming to you. You gotta come to it. And that's what we should do as men. Lead by example. Shine our light. Shine bright. Stand tall. Be stoic about this. So once you adapt this mentality I'm sharing with you, once you adapt it and don't look at it as entertainment, don't get that false sense of accomplishment, this shit will change your life forever.
If there was one last message for the world that you had, what would it be?
My message is, the greatest knowledge is the one you share with somebody who's ready to receive it.
Great, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for what you do for New York City.
Peace.
Cut.